Yo, what is going on guys, my name is Defender Machine, and today I've got you a different type of video, but today in the background you'll be watching a really nice gameplay as well, and this is even in the list today that I'm going to be discussing with you guys, the top 5 weirdest guns or weirdest weapons in Call of Duty history. So today, I've got you guys an NA-45 royalty DNA, but the NA-45, to start off with, in itself is a weird gun, so for a weird list, we've got a weird gun, and we've got a pretty nice freaking gameplay that's fast, and they get a DNA bomb. And don't get me wrong guys, this is a one-off video. I wanted to make this video today because I haven't seen a lot of people do it or pay attention to the weird weapons, especially in Advanced Warfare, but throughout Call of Duty as a whole. A lot of people have raged them in the past, but when the Call of Duty kind of comes to the end of its life cycle, people forget about them, and they're like, nah, that was a thing once, but hopefully it didn't return again. IEDs for one example, people don't moan about them anymore because no one really plays Call of Duty Ghosts. And before we get into the list guys, I'm going to say this is primarily and secondarily, well that was a bad pun, but yeah, it's going to be the primary and secondary weapons throughout Call of Duty. It's not going to be any kill streaks that you can actually rip off like a sentry gun that you can use as kind of like a minigun or a laser beam weapon like in Advanced Warfare. It's only going to be the primary and secondary weapons, no lethals like IEDs, and no other pieces of equipment that might be able to accidentally kill people like shock charges when you're going for trick shots or a direct impact flashbang. So let's get straight into the list at number 5. Actually, before we start, we couldn't start without an honourable mention. So the honourable mention goes to the AMR-9, which is obviously a weird gun in itself because it's a burst SMG, and the only other burst SMG that I know of that I can think of is the Chicon from Black Ops 2. But what makes this stand out from the Chicon, which was the first burst SMG in Call of Duty history in Black Ops 2 that I previously mentioned, is the fact that it's the highest round burst gun in Call of Duty history, and it's an SMG. Usually in COD until Black Ops 2, burst weapons were mainly assault rifles. There were never really anything different. Even if there were pistols, that was a bit weird as well, like the M93 Rafikas, but they were a 3-round burst. We've never had a 4-round burst SMG. We've only had the M8A1, which was in Black Ops 2, and we're going to have the M8A7, which is also a 4-round burst, but that's going to be in Black Ops 3, and we will have a 7-round burst in Black Ops 3 as well, a 6 or 7-round burst gun, I'm not sure on that. But anyways, this is a weird gun in itself because it's not only an SMG that looks weird, but it's an SMG that has the highest burst up to this point in Call of Duty before the short release of Black Ops 3. So this is the honourable mention, the AMR-9. Moving on to the actual top 5 list, to start off with, this isn't really weird, but it's weird for the time period that it's in without knowing anything about the gun to Call of Duty players. If you did history, you know about this gun, the STG-44. It's not the one in Advanced Warfare that's weird. It's the one in Call of Duty 4 that's weird because before World at War, not many people will have known that this was a World War II weapon. If you did not study history or you didn't know much about history in the first place, or war, or the history of war, or both, or whatever you want to call it. And if you're sat there wondering the reason I chose this one over the Advanced Warfare one is because in Call of Duty 4 this didn't really make any sense to have in the game. It was the only weird weapon that actually stood out from a time period in that Call of Duty. But in Advanced Warfare we have the MP40 that returned, the STG-44 that returned obviously, so that's 2 there, and the M1911 that returned as well. There might be more, but as a lot of you guys know, I'm a PSN player as well as a lot of you guys who are watching the video now, so it doesn't really apply to me when talking about DLC weapons for Advanced Warfare because we're less than 2 weeks away from Black Ops 3. What are you doing, Sledgehammer? Bring out the DLC. Moving on to the number 4 spot here, what we have is a weapon that isn't weird for the damage it can deal. It's a weapon that's really weird because we've never really seen it again, and the way that it looks is weird as well, but we've never seen it. It kind of died after Modern Warfare 2, the F2000. If you didn't know, in Modern Warfare 2, the assault rifles had the largest category of weapons overall, so the F2000, for one reason, was really weird because it didn't need to be included in Modern Warfare 2 at all. They could have focused on another weapon class, but I think it was only included to balance out the continuous progression of unlocking assault rifles in Modern Warfare 2, so you had kind of like a new assault rifle to go to every few ranks, or every certain amount of ranks, so you didn't get bored of the game, which I thought was a really good idea. And if that was the intention, good job on it, because this is a weird weapon and I used it a lot, and I got a few nukes with this weapon, but it's really weird. Look at it, it looks like a hybrid of both MTARs, the assault rifle MTAR, the submachine gun MTAR, and even the TAR-21 from the same game that this is placed in, which is Modern Warfare 2. Weird weapon overall, and that's at the number 4 spot. Getting even weirder and closer to that number 1 spot, which will be the weirdest weapon, is the XM25. This would not be a list of weird weapons without this weapon. If you guys did not know, this was in Modern Warfare 3 and a really good thing to use on Drop Zone because it was like a noob tube sniper rifle where you could keep firing grenades bang 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 bang, not like the NA-45 in this video where you only have 2 shots in each mag, but it was a secondary weapon as well. That's a really weird combination. It had a built-in scope, and the scope was really weird. It looks like the Elephant Man as a gun, and honestly it's just a really weird weapon, so I thought I'd throw it in here at the number 3 spot. In the number 2 spot, fighting for that number 1 spot with the number 1 weapon, is the Blunderbuss. This is just a really weird gun overall. Why is it in Call of Duty, and why is it in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare with all the Call of Duties that you could have placed in closer to its actual time period of being used? I don't know, it's a gimmick weapon, that's all I can say about this weapon. Number 2 spot, the Blunderbuss. So if you guys have been paying attention to the video by now, physically and mentally, you will know, and that was a big giveaway there, that the #1 spot is the NA45. This is such a weird weapon because not only is it like the crossbow, but it's weirder than the crossbow because it's 2 bolts in 1 mag, and in itself, for actually detonating the main bullet, you don't even have to hit the first bullet in order to blow it up. Like, it's just near that bullet. I've used this gun and you will see in the gameplay, it only has to be near the primary bolt to actually blow the explosive bolt up, not actually hit it and then explode it itself. Really weird weapon because I don't know how that would work in real life. I don't know if it will be in real life, but in Black Ops 3 we're going to have a really weird weapon which will be like a 3-round burst sniper or something like that. I don't know, but this is such a weird weapon, and look how freaking weird it looks with the iron sights. I had to include it in the list at the #1 spot as the weirdest weapon, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the really unique gameplay in the background with it. So thank you all for watching today's video, and if you want me to do more style videos like this, I know this did not include zombie guns or guns from zombies or wonder weapons or anything like that, but if you guys would like a separate list for that, I might do that in the near future. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like or a dislike down below depending on how you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed it or not, or in comparison to your personal list of top 5 weirdest weapons in Call of Duty. So thank you all for watching. I love all your faces. Leave a like if you enjoyed again, and peace out.